Welcome to another Super Deluxe Edition unboxing video. Today we're going to take a look at Anthem by Toyah. This is her 1981 album and it's been reissued by Cherry Red across a number of formats. To start off with, let's have a look at the remastered vinyl edition. This is a coloured vinyl pressing of the album. The cover looks pretty good to me. I do actually have an original here, so that's the original copy and that's the new vinyl edition with sort of restored artwork, so I think that looks pretty good. There's the back. This is a gold vinyl pressing. There's the artwork on the printed inner. The original vinyl record didn't have a printed inner sleeve, it had a kind of booklet. But what they've done is this booklet becomes an insert with the lyrics like that. This is the original vinyl here, so this is what the booklet looked like. So it had the lyrics on the back and then it had those two images there. You do actually lose one of the images, which is that one from the original. But anyway, it's a pretty good recreation, I think. And this is a gold vinyl pressing. Of course, gold is a very tricky colour to press. So when you look at this, you can either think, yeah, that looks great, or it looks like brown. But yeah, coloured vinyl pressing. Of course, this is just the album only. No bonus tracks on this particular edition. Now I have to say I've been really enjoying Cherry Red's expanded editions of Toyah's album, and for Anthem they've continued the sort of 2 CD DVD set, so let's take a look at the deluxe edition of Anthem. Yeah, so this is very consistent with the previous ones. As I say, pretty generous. You get 2 CDs and a DVD. It's kind of like, apart from say spatial audio, it's sort of perfect deluxe really, had that kind of combination. This is like an 8-panel digipack. Of course, this has Toyah's 2 big hits on it. It's a Mystery and I Want to Be Free, both top 10 hits in 1981. It's a Mystery was part of the 4 from Toyah EP. Actually, there's that image that wasn't on the vinyl. Yeah, it's a really good record. I mean, It's a Mystery still. I just find that song amazing. I've been playing this reissue and there's lots of versions of it, and it just never gets boring, that particular track. This comes with a little booklet. So Toyah gives you a bit of an intro, and then there's some notes and photos about the album. The notes there are by Craig Astley, who's been, he's the sort of official Toyah archivist. So let's examine what you get on this particular deluxe edition then. So you get the album, of course, CD1 remastered. Then there's a number of bonus tracks actually. There's, how many are there? There's 9 bonus tracks at the end. So they're appended to the album, including the single version of It's a Mystery and various extra tracks. There's an instrumental of I Want to Be Free. And then CD2 has Thunder in the Mountains, because that was the single, that was a non-album single after I Want to Be Free. So that song's on there with the associated extra tracks. Then there's some live stuff, live at Paris Theatre, April 1981, sort of at the kind of peak of the band's success. Then there's some sessions from Marquee Studios, including quite a long instrumental of It's a Mystery. There's some instrumental outtakes at the end of that one. The third disc is a DVD, which is kind of packed full of interesting content. First of all, Toyah does an interview, like present day interview at the beginning, and she talks through track by track. Then there's some 2021 electro stroke acoustic sessions of I Want to Be Free, It's a Mystery and We Are, which is sort of quite interesting. Promo videos. It's amazing there wasn't a video for It's a Mystery. You know, the record company wouldn't, Safari wouldn't, you know, may spend the money on a video, which is amazing. But there are 2 Top of the Pops performances which sort of make up for it. I love all the BBC footage, actually. I'm fascinated by Toyah's haircuts. I do actually remember watching them at the time. I was probably about 11. But she had amazing hair. You know, she always had these incredible haircuts. So all that's on there, Thunder in the Mountains, and then at the end there's some more BBC TV appearances, things like Checkers Plays Pop, Swap Shop, etc. So really, really good. I mean, it's sort of, you know, almost perfect, I think, for the sort of price point, the content that you get. But what's interesting about Anthem is this is the first reissue where Cherry Red have decided to do a super deluxe edition. So it's very similar to the first two Howard Jones albums where they did bigger box sets and then scaled it back afterwards. So with Toyah, they've been building up. Anthem was the big commercial success, so they've decided to push the boat out and do a big box set, a super deluxe edition for Anthem. So let's take a look at that now. Here we go. So as I say, if you own those Howard Jones box sets, you may be familiar with the way that these are sort of, the content unfolds as we look through this box. Nice and glossy, lift off lid box. Obviously it's a sort of 12-inch by 12-inch. But there are some things about this that make it better than the Howard Jones box sets. It's got a picture disc which is exclusive to the Super Deluxe edition, and they've kept it nice and clean with the artwork here. With the Howard Jones ones, there was far too much information, track listings, barcodes, whatever. But that looks really good. And then on the back, I mean, it does help the artwork so iconic. That's a nice job on the picture disc. The other thing is you get a signed print, which you didn't get with Howard Jones. That's pretty cool, especially the iconic album cover without the title of the album on it. So Toyah signed that. So that's very, very frameable, isn't it? And then there's the Thunder in the Mountains kind of 12-inch EP. So as I said, this was the single after I Want to Be Free. This is a non-album single. But what they've done is on side, the Thunder side, they've got the various songs that make up the kind of EP, and then on the Lightning side they've got original instrumental versions. So that's not how it was on the original. And the other thing is this is a nice splatter vinyl or spatter vinyl. I'm never sure what the correct description is for these, but that looks good. It's quite good that it comes with an inner and an outer sleeve. And then this little book here is very cute actually. It's kind of sort of little photo book, and there are some bits of text in it. But as I say, the photos, the photography, the sort of makeup, the styling is really interesting for this period. So it's quite nice this is like a little sort of 7-inch booklet. This is exclusive. It's got all the lyrics at the back there. So this is exclusive to the box set. So that's quite nice. There's something very cute about that little booklet. This little 7-inch here, this is an orange vinyl 7-inch. So these tracks, Sphinx and For You, they're from the sessions, but they were never released really. They ended up on a flexi disc. There was a magazine called Flexi Pop, and those two tracks were on one side of a 33 RPM flexi disc. So they've been, I mean, they did come out in the end on other things sort of years later. But they've been put onto this little orange vinyl 7-inch. And then there's instrumental versions on the B side, so just to sort of give it that little bit of reissue magic. And there's a series of postcards here with more of Toyah and her weird and wonderful hair and makeup. And this is a bit like the Howard Jones, but the actual sort of 2 CD DVD set is just the one that you can get separately. So that's actually sealed, so that just slots into there. But there is a bonus CD, which is in its own little slipcase. Quite a lot of extra tracks on this CD. You know, how essential you think they are is up to you, but there are some really interesting ones at the beginning. For example, there's the sort of Top of the Pops re-recorded TV version of It's a Mystery. If you're not aware, in Top of the Pops in the 80s, certainly in the early 80s, I don't know how long this rule carried on for, but you couldn't just play the album version and mime to it, or the single version. There was some sort of union rules. You had to actually re-record it for Top of the Pops, which is kind of weird when you think back on it. But that's on there. There's some alternate vocals of I Want to Be Free, Revelations, rough mixes, a lot of instrumentals here, and these would have been the sort of band instrumentals that were then given to Toyah, who was busy filming things like Tales of the Unexpected, and you know, she was doing a lot of acting work as well. So the band would give her fairly sort of developed, fully formed instrumentals, and then she'd write her melodies and lyrics to it. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. The thing about this box set is no one actually needs it, because the other 2 CD and the DVD set is so good. I mean, arguably it's kind of too good, but if you're a collector and you really like Toyah, then I think there's no better album really to sort of push the boat out and spend a bit of extra cash for this deluxe set. I mean, in general, SDE, we don't really like box sets that combine CDs and vinyl. But I think the key thing is that there are other choices, aren't there? It's not all or nothing. The sort of £20 2 CD and DVD is a great product. So I don't actually mind when you've got alternative editions where, I mean, the sign print is really good. That's a nice touch. Picture disc back on top. And there we go. So that's 3 editions of the Anthem reissue. If you've enjoyed this unboxing video, then why not subscribe to the SDE YouTube channel for more great physical music unboxed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.